The Hornets are making sneaky good moves and that are about to pay off big as free agent news drops by the second. The Hornets are securing great producers for their lineup and key players that will help move the franchise into the upper tier of the NBA and make them massive competitors in the ever tough Eastern Conference. Today, we take a look at those moves as free agency is heating up with more about to drop in Charlotte's lap. Welcome to Hornets Digest. I'm Jeff Testanero. I invite all of you to smash that subscribe button now. Hit that button. Let's get them numbers up. I know we're like 5 days old, but let's go. Hit that button. Tell your friends. Click that like button. Leave your comments. Now, I do this thing on Fridays over on Hurricanes Digest where I read your comments. I do. I read them. So leave some comments. Be prepared because I'm gonna read your comments and I'm gonna have some rebuttals to them. So go ahead, leave those comments. Fridays we'll do that. Free agency is heating up. Charlotte is making moves. I'm going to tell you right now, no, LeBron James is not going to be playing in Charlotte. Thank God they don't need him. He can go somewhere else. Because if you haven't heard, LeBron has announced he will not be going back to the Lakers next season, off to another city to, I don't know, maybe somebody made him mad in LA. I don't know. I can't keep track of LeBron. Don't need him in Charlotte. Don't want him in Charlotte. However, who we are possibly getting in Charlotte, be on the lookout for Charlotte to target Tobias Harris in free agency. The Hornets just cleared a ton of cap space and have a lot of interest in the veteran forward. This is good stuff. I like Harris. Played great with the Sixers, looked good with the Pistons. Really would love to see him in Buzz City. Looks good in teal. He'll look good in teal, I'll tell you that. Last season with the Pistons, Harris averaged 13.3 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 2.5 assists, shot 46.9% from field goal range, and 36.8% from beyond the arc in 63 games. Harris is a tough player and would make a great addition to the new look, new mojo Hornets and give them a little extra swagger on the court and make them a little more feared in the eyes of the East. Harris, his defensive rating +5 net rating and rebounding rate 10.8% are better than Miles Bridges. That's a bonus, making him a strong fit to anchor the Hornets' front court. His role would likely be to provide defensive grit and veteran leadership, not necessarily to replace Bridges offensively. But if he plays better than Bridges, he shoots better than Bridges, he rebounds better than Bridges, please offer this man a contract or trade for him for however you got to do it. You just cleared a bunch of cap space and you can actually get this guy in Buzz City. I would love to see it. It would be really great, especially since he offers some defensive leadership after all of the young guys that are moving pieces. Summer League is coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute. If Charlotte moves aggressively in free agency, they could sign him directly. This would likely mean offering a competitive contract that accounts for his age and experience, possibly in the $10 to $12 million range, depending on market conditions. They could also move some players to make some room for him on the roster. Don't expect them to do that. They just cleared a whole bunch off the top, which means they're serious. They're serious about Tobias Harris. And I'm serious about Tobias Harris. I would love to see him in Charlotte. It would be a great time for sure, Hornets fans. Over on X, it was announced via Sleeper Hornets news. The Hornets are picking up the $3.8 million team option for Pat Connaughton per Rod Boone. That would be great. That's a really good news. I like that idea. So they just picked up Connaughton's 3.8 million team option to keep him in Charlotte. Charlotte exercised his team option for the 2026-27 season. The option salary is $3,815,861, but it's not guaranteed until January 2027. So Pat, you got some work to do, bud. This means Charlotte can keep him on the deal or waive him and resign him to a new 1 year contract. Minimum salary projected at 2.45 million. That would still pay him roughly 3.88 million, which I'm sure Pat would be okay with, right? Right, Pat? Hit me up. Let me know. The Hornets value his locker room presence, but his playing time in 25-26 was limited to 42 games, 7.1 minutes per game. Connaughton's role with Charlotte has been limited, with mostly bench minutes and occasional minutes in the starting lineup. His scoring efficiency remains strong, but minutes have been reduced compared to his peak Milwaukee Bucks years, where he won 2 NBA championships. Pat Connaughton is entering his late 30s, so the league minimum, it looks good for you, Pat. Solid NBA career, now serving as the depth guard for the Charlotte Hornets. While his scoring output has dipped, his scoring percentages and defensive contributions remain consistent with his pro career, which is a very, very a good thing. The young men, I want to just scream that, headed to Charlotte because Summer League is upon us. The schedule is out. I'm excited. 7-9 starts. That's why, hold on, I'm going to look at my calendar here. 7-9 is, ooh, next Thursday. Next Thursday night versus Orlando at 7:30. 7-11 against those Pelicans. You got to play the Pelicans. Charlotte's got to play the Pelicans as much as humanly possible. Just to shove it in their face that they shouldn't have left. Charlotte versus the Boston Celtics on 7-12. And then Charlotte versus the Milwaukee Bucks, 7-15. Looking good for Buzz City, all at night. Well, one's at 4. But 4, 5, 7:30, and 7:30. Going to be fun. Prime will be hosting those, as well as a lot of other Summer League games. So the Hornets Summer League schedule is out. A lot of their young guys that they picked up are heading to Charlotte to get the season kicked off. So excited. It's amazing. I feel like just yesterday they handed the Knicks the NBA Champions Trophy. And here we are, already talking free agents, already talking Summer League. The young guys are showing up for camp. Just it never stops moving. I'm really excited. I know a lot of people have said, well, what kind of players want to come here after? They're piecing it together. Let them piece together what they need to do to make the Hornets competitive. I have faith that things are going to go well. I have faith that things are being pieced together correctly. It's going to be a good season. I feel it. You feel it. Now, if you want to talk about hockey and free agency, head over to Hurricanes Digest, where I cover the Stanley Cup champions. A lot of stuff going over there, too. A lot of free agency inside the NBA and inside Buzz City. I will be back as soon as things hit to talk to you about it and let you know. So, for Hornets Digest, I'm Jeff Testanero. Let's go, Hornets!